So here's the kicker.
Okay.
We do Africa. We do this whole trip. And by this time, the people, the organizers, they figured out who I was. Now after all these people, they realized I'd done movies. I was a comedian.
Yeah. Thank God it wasn't 2016 where they could just look up your movies and TV stuff, like internet stuff. I mean, stand-up stuff at the hotel and bother you about it.
Yeah. It finally got to the point where I had to tell them. I was like, look, okay, guys, this is why people everywhere we go are stopping me. And, and so they were like all excited. And what happened our last night in Africa at the lodge, they were doing a closing dinner for us. Beautiful outdoor dinner, white tablecloths, a gazebo, right at the edge of the falls. You could see the falls in the moonlight spilling over the edge. Just fun. And they said, Harland, you're an entertainer. Would you mind tonight as a special treat doing a little thing for us? And I said, what, like a show or something? And they said, yeah, we hate to ask, but it's up to you. And I said, you know what? Let me think about it. I'll do something. And I started thinking about it, and it just didn't seem like the right place for stand-up. It felt too out of context. And so what I did is we all had gone on this beautiful journey together to all these exotic places. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to write a poem. I'm going to write a poem for all of us to share, and I'm going to put down all my experiences and, in chronological order, all the places we've been. And what I'll do is I'll read it. They didn't know I was going to do this. I went up there. I think they thought I was going to be funny. And I went up and I read the poem. And now this is the point. If you want me to read it, I can. It's about 2 minutes long, or I cannot.
Yeah, I want you to read it. I didn't know it was about those people. I thought it was about yourself and you were being a fucking dick, making it all about you.
No, it's about the journey. It's about what I saw, what I felt.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Did you bring reading glasses for this? Or you need a pair?
I got my glasses. It's even on the letterhead. I had to have them printed up because it's on the I had the paper.
Wow, papyrus in a place you didn't go to.
Yeah. So this kind of encapsulates the whole journey. Hope you'll indulge me. It's about 2 minutes long.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's called The Journey. Ready?
Yeah.
In the adventurer's heart there stirs many dreams, to seek out the world's treasures, its forest and streams. And so on a whim we leave what we know and travel into the sunset and its beckoning glow. We land on an ancient mountain, breathing soft mystic mist, an ancient people's temple the sun god has kissed. Lost deep in time like a sad ancient ghost, the stones still stand strong on their green emerald host, as if still awaiting the Inca's return, unaware that their flame no longer burns. And then whisked to an island we continue the trek, so far removed, a mere tiny speck, but guarded by giants, perhaps to keep us away, worn down by time and the cold ocean spray. They stare to the heavens with wide vacant eyes, dark orbs filled with nothing, no hows and no whys. It's as if they look through us and straight past the sea, these monoliths so silent, peering into infinity. And in the blink of an eye, we're in a place twice as nice, a tropical Eden just short of paradise. Tahitian magic blows in the seductive twilight breeze, romance and intrigue whispers through the palm trees. And in the fiery burning sun slips behind the imagination, the sky splashed with pink, passion and sensation. And like a seabird always hungry and searching for more, we continue on our journey to the Great Barrier shore. The reef spans forever, a turquoisey blue, like the penetrating eyes of a lover we once knew. And just below the surface of this aqua oasis, the fish and the coral all take their places, in an underwater ballet of color and form, of diversity and complexity, from where was it born? But with no time to ponder, again we are gone, to a land that still vibrates to the strike of the gong, where jungle meets man in a struggle for power, trees coil around culture and slowly devour, as if taking back what was rightfully theirs, Roofs suffocate like pythons, and walls and stairs. Monuments to elephants and the sweet lotus blossom. 4 faces watch timelessly, all playing possum. Oblivious to our customs, belief, and modern haze, they focus on enlightenment and their spiritual ways. And then, like an echo, we're called to move on to a land shadowed by Himalayas, jagged and strong. Like razor-sharp fangs in a billowy shroud, they burst from the earth and tear open the clouds. And far down below, humans scurry like ants, millions all moving in a chaotic dance. And watching with stealth, without bending the grass, a sad Bengal tiger, his time soon to pass. Forsaken by man, his reign crushed by need, his royal bones and skin consumed by greed. And will we ever notice, as we all turn our backs, no time to think, just time to pack? Now in a country where each face wears the ages, India's history written on tattered, worn-out pages. Children and swine sharing lunch in the gutter. The dirt and pollution makes us all shudder. But there in the nucleus of a society gone awry, a white marble shrine that will never die. Erected in the squalor, a tribute to the heart, a place where even death could not pull them apart. And it was there in the children, an innocent glow, unaware of a better life that they'd never know. And then we moved on to our last scheduled stop, a place so much older than the hands of the clock, the dark continent, the true Mother Earth, the place of our origin, the land of our birth, where lions freeze the blood with an eerie gold stare, as if to ask us, why are we there? Fooling ourselves that we're at the top of the chain, but not asking ourselves, what price have we paid? From the never-ending pulse of the thundering falls to the vibrant moon night and the myriad of calls, we bring into question our place on this sphere. Where are we going? How do we steer? The crickets don't know as they sing so afar on a black velvet night under glistening stars. And so, in the end, our voyage never ceases, from vast open plains to wide wind-swept beaches. What have I learned after seeing it all? That our lives are but a heartbeat, and we're all so very small. And we just keep on searching through the laughter and strife. We continue exploring this gift we call life.
Damn, buddy. That was great. What did they say about that? I mean, if they know you at all, they're like, well, this is not on brand.
I think they were just like...
That was beautiful.
Thank you very much.
That was beautiful. What a gift to everybody, too.
Well, that's what some of them said, and I was very out of my element, because that's not what I'm known for.
No.
And I was very nervous, and I was very bashful to read it, but I thought God channeled these words through me, and we did this thing together. I want to share it with them. I don't want to make them laugh. I want to share it with them, and they're all kind of silent, and they all came up afterwards, and they were just very moved, and they all asked for a copy of it. But there was one moment that, and when I read it, I almost, you asked me earlier, did I cry? Because that was so fresh to me when I read it, I actually started getting emotional reading it. I could feel myself choking up when I was there.
It was such an emotional thing. It's such a spiritual trip, this trip. It's
it
like
was,
uncovering like ideas about the world and yourself and your culture all over mostly over a month period. It's so tight.
Yeah. And I think...
there must have been some kinship with all these other people, too.
There was, and I think this sort of kind of brought it all together, and it bonded us. But the most kind of beautiful moment for me is, which I didn't expect, obviously we had the staff who worked at this lodge. And, of course, it was primarily locals and African children and African teenagers. And as you know, that's another place of the world where there's not a lot of money for a lot of people. And one of the boys, like about a young 16-year-old boy, African boy was watching, and they're all very well dressed. They really looked great. And he just was staring at me, and he walked up to me at the end, and he just stared at me, and he goes, "Mister, that was beautiful. How did you do that?" Like, I could see he'd never heard anything like that. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know, but he had never heard it, and I could see, he goes, "I want to write like that." And it was just this moment where I didn't know what to do, and I had a pen with me, and I said, I was trying to be this kind of prolific guy, and I said, "My friend, I wrote this with this pen." I said, "Take this pen, and I want you to write whatever comes into your head. I want you to write your dreams." And he just looked at it, and it was just a beautiful moment, whether he went on to do anything with it or not. But I wanted to find a way to encourage him to know that anyone can do this, and it's all just in your hand and in your brain and in your pen. And that was kind of the end of the trip. And it was like just the most beautiful ending, that it touched this boy.
Wow.
And that was it. And that was my trip around the world from a pamphlet that I almost threw in the garbage can.
I mean, oh, wow. I was not expecting a serious poem from you.
You weren't? Nobody was.
No.
Nobody was. They thought I was going to do a comedy bit. And that's how moved I was by everything I saw. And it was that's why I wanted to share it with you today. It was such a beautiful...
trip of a fucking lifetime.
It was. And I've been on other trips to other places all over the world too, but this one was so special that I thought you might appreciate it if I shared it with you.
Where you been and where you going? This is Ari's travel show, yeah. We're gonna go on a journey today and see what there's to see in this big world. We're exploring different places, seeing all different types of faces. We're gonna talk about travel today